Welcome everyone to Aging in Action. And today our guest is Michael Tomassi with Greensaver. And Michael is the Social Housing and Outreach Manager. Hi, Michael.
Hi, how are you?
Welcome.
Good, good.
Perfect. Thank you all for having us.
Yeah. So tell us who Greensaver is and what is it, what are your program? What's it about?
Yeah, absolutely. So first of all, Greensaver, we are a non-for-profit energy conservation organization. We've been in the industry for over 30 years now in Ontario. And a little bit about us. So we help deliver government incentive programs, energy conservation ones to be specific, to across Ontario to Ontarians who are maybe struggling with their utility bills and just to kind of reduce energy consumption. So right now, we are delivering a program called the Save on Energy Affordability Program. And Greensaver is Save on Energy's trusted delivery partner. And we deliver it on behalf of the Independent Electricity System Operator, who is our government regulator, and they fund the Save on Energy program. So it's a really great program to really decrease people's utility bills and reduce their energy consumption by providing energy efficient measures in their home at no cost. So it's a really great program.
Well, and I mean, one of the issues has been during COVID, people are stuck at home using more energy and all of those. So, I mean, it kind of compounds the problems they maybe already had and trying,
Absolutely.
struggling to pay the bills, right?
Absolutely. And, that's a big thing right now, right? Due to COVID, it's probably been a huge challenge on a lot of people across Ontario. And we're seeing that because of the lockdowns, a lot of people are at home and thus using a lot of energy in their home, right? And they're seeing a really big hike in their utility bills. So I think this program now for people who have been affected even by COVID is going to be a really great way to alleviate those burdens and allow them to save a little bit more money and put that money into what other necessities in their life.
Mhm.
So Michael, does in the program, so let's say there's someone of interest, is there a breakdown of, I guess, who is eligible or not on the website and to be able to educate the viewers and listeners as to how do we go about this and what are some of the things that we may be able to be eligible for?
Yeah, absolutely. And so the eligibility criteria, there is an eligibility criteria that it will be on our website. It'll be on the Save on Energy website. So I do encourage anyone and everyone to, really, do your due diligence and look up the information, get that more information about the program. You can even call our program service provider, and I'll provide that number as well. But yeah, so what based on the program, we look at if they're income eligible or if they receive certain government benefits currently. For example, Ontario Works,
Okay.
OESP, ODSP, the LEAP grant recipient program, allowance for the survivor. There's certain ones that will automatically qualify them for the energy affordability program. So if you're already receiving those government benefits, you automatically qualify specifically for comprehensive support for this program. So the great thing is there's two levels to this support. So the eligibility has actually increased for the comprehensive support as far as income. So it's going to allow for a lot more Ontarians to qualify based on income. And for comprehensive support, if they qualify, what will happen is an energy expert can come into the home and assess the home and see where areas of opportunities that they can save energy and certain upgrades that they can receive. So for comprehensive support, they can receive anything from basic measures like LED light bulbs, faucet aerators, clothes drying lines, power bars with a timer, all the way to Energy Star certified appliances like refrigerators, freezers, window air
Wow.
conditioners, dehumidifiers. Yeah, and they're all Energy Star certified that will reduce their energy costs. And a lot of people, they may have old and inefficient measures in their home, like appliances that really consume quite a bit of energy. So this is going to really alleviate the amount of energy that's being consumed. And then also for participants who have electrically heated homes or their homes are their primary source of heat is electric, they may also be qualified for weatherization measures and home draft proofing. So insulation in the walls, attic and basement, and this allows for a more comfortable home living in all seasons, right? So it's very extensive as far as what they can receive in comprehensive support. But now the newest addition to the program, effective January 4th, is the energy saving kit that they can receive. So if they don't quite qualify for comprehensive support, they could potentially receive an energy saving kit with easy to install products that will help them to save energy as well. And a few of them are light bulbs, handheld shower heads, faucet aerators. In areas of Ontario where where it gets really, really cold, they may also potentially receive a block heater timer. So really, really great stuff that they can receive to reduce their utility costs.
Wow.
Michael, I know you had mentioned the website that people can go to. Is there
Yeah.
any chance that there's a phone number where somebody can call, maybe talk to somebody? I mean, I'm sure there's a lot of people that are watching this and they're like, do I qualify?
Yeah.
And talking to somebody a live person even would really be beneficial. So I don't know if that's a possibility.
Yes, absolutely. So for the website, if you want to kind of get more information or just even apply online, you can visit www.saveonenergy.ca/EAP. And that's if you want to fill out an online referral form, or they can call 1-855-591-0877. And you can directly speak with one of our program service provider support team members, and they're really, really fantastic. They've been through so many scenarios. Everybody has a different situation that they're going through. So, and people, again, like you said, may not know if they qualify or not, right? So we encourage you to call our program service provider team, especially if you're receiving, a government incentive like the OESP program or ODSP Ontario Works. You may actually automatically qualify for the comprehensive support. So yeah, definitely reach out and ask any and all questions and see if you qualify.
Is there a maximum amount that people will qualify? Because when you're talking about fridges and air conditioners, that sort of thing, those are fairly expensive items.
Absolutely. So I do want to mention that this is absolutely of no cost. It is free. It's all on a qualifying basis. So if you do qualify for the program, you could potentially receive certain upgrades if you don't already have them. So it's all based on what you may not have within the home already. And if these certain measures fit within certain criteria, for example, when they're looking at the appliances like a refrigerator, freezers, window air conditioners, they look at the year, make, model, and how much energy is being consumed from these appliances. And if it fits within that criteria and you don't already have them within the household, then you can qualify for these measures. So it all depends on what your house, again, every household has a different situation, has different measures within their home. So it all depends on what you maybe don't or do already have.
It sounds like it reminds me of a program that might have been around before. How long has this program been in place?
Yeah, so I'm glad you mentioned that, Gwen. So actually, this is effective January 4th. The program evolved into the Save on Energy Affordability Program. Well, prior to that, it used to be called the Home Assistance Program, which I believe maybe that's what you're aware of. So that is actually what we were delivering prior. It's the same program, really. So comprehensive support, the first level, is the Home Assistance Program. The only difference is the program is evolved. So now, again, the income thresholds have increased, and it's going to allow for a lot more people to take advantage of the comprehensive support. And now, again, the newest addition to this is the second level, which is the energy saving kit. So anyone who doesn't qualify for comprehensive support can maybe still take advantage of the energy saving kit and receive that. So it's a really, really great opportunity right now.
Michael, so you don't necessarily have to be a homeowner. You could be a renter also, correct?
Correct. Yes. And I'm glad you mentioned that. So you can be living in any household situation. So whether you're living in social or nonprofit housing, if you own, rent, or lease your residence, and as long as you're the primary or secondary utility account holder listed on the utility bill, you can qualify for the program. And the process to qualify and the process that we go through as far as the application is a little bit different for each living situation. But nonetheless, any of the living situations that you're living in, any household situation, you can potentially still qualify if based on the income criteria or the government incentives if you're currently receiving them.
Yeah. And sorry, I was just going to ask about insulation and that too. Is that something that's under this program too, or?
Yeah, absolutely. So you can receive weatherization measures. if your home is electrically heated, right? So,
Okay.
we do what the energy expert will also do for the comprehensive support when they're doing the assessment is they'll do something called an air leakage test, and they'll see how much air is seeping into the home or out of the home. And based on that information, with the permission of the participant, they can check the walls, attic, and basement for insulation, any home draft proofing around the windows, and weather stripping. And if it's needed and they fit within that criteria, whether the insulation needs to be topped up or replaced, yeah, they can definitely qualify for weatherization measures like that. So it's really extensive.
Yeah, I've had one of those energy audits a few years back. I wondered if
Yeah.
it was that, because that was pretty comprehensive. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
so if somebody's renting, would they need to have permission from the homeowner to have all that done? Because maybe somebody might, I don't know
Yeah,
why they would object if it's.
absolutely.
Saving money.
Right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, so you're right on the money there. So if they are living in a rental unit, we would have to, so Greensaver would reach out. So if they qualify, the participant qualifies for the program, we would reach out to the property manager or the operations manager within the building to get permission to do work in the unit and implement these upgrades. I will say 99.999% of the time, they're absolutely fine with it, because essentially they're receiving brand new Energy Star certified upgrades within their units, right? And it's also, so it's kind of a 2-for-1. It's going to help the property managers, save on their energy bills, and also for the tenants as well. So I think it's a great question that you asked, Gwen.
Well, actually, because that just makes me think about the fridge part of it. If you're renting, say, an apartment or a house, and the fridge is the homeowners, like, would they get the free fridge?
So that's another great question. Listen, I love the question.
Well,
So
because I could just imagine. Okay, but you think about it, because the fridge is not energy efficient. So
yes.
yeah.
So great question. So, we've been asked this several times. So one of the things is if they qualify for, let's say a refrigerator, right? And they receive that refrigerator, the property manager agrees to it. In the event that the tenant actually moves addresses, they can't unfortunately take the upgrades with them, but they can re-participate in the program once again in their new address, keeping in mind if they're still if they still fall within the same criteria as far as their income and they qualify, right? They can receive the program again in their new address. All they would have to do is provide proof of a new address, and then we would get them going again in the energy affordability program. So really, really great stuff. And again, it helps the next tenants coming in as well. It helps the property managers, and then they can the tenants that moved can also benefit once again from the program.
Is there an end date to this program?
No, actually, it's going pretty good.
I've got to think of all these things.
No, it's okay. You know what? No, and it's great questions. I love to answer them, right? Because the more questions we get, the more clarity we can provide, right? So, actually, January 4th is when the program actually evolved into the energy affordability program. So it is fairly new now with the new addition to the program. So this will be going on, for a while, for sure.
So I'm going to call and I'm going to, or do an online application or do a phone call. And then an expert's going to come out to my residence, my place, may it be rental, home. And will they be able to tell me then what would be beneficial at that point? Like what upgrades I either qualify for, and then they streamline it all, they compile it, they say, here's your options and this is what we can do for you. And then they set the date, the time, the product. How does that piece work?
Yeah, so that's great as well. So, for comprehensive support is when the energy expert will come in. And so if they qualify, again, a date of assessment will be scheduled at the availability of the participant whenever they're comfortable having the energy expert come in. And I do want to mention that our energy experts will, considering everything that's going on with COVID, they take all the proper precautions and measures necessary. So wearing the suit, the mask, the visor, they do have a badge so you can identify them that they're part of Save on Energy. When they come into the home, yes, they will assess the home and see what areas of opportunities for upgrades that household can receive. And the great thing is when they do come in, they won't only implement these measures and leave, but they actually educate the participant on how to use these measures most effectively. They'll also, they're open to answering any questions that the participant may have about other things within their home to save energy, and provide any and all clarity for the participant and make it as smooth of a process as possible. So yeah, so based on that assessment, that's when they'll see what types of upgrades that participant can receive for sure.
I just had another question. How long
Go
does
for
it
it.
take?
We're like,
Sorry.
don't try. There's
Better
a
realtor.
Well, I'm just thinking that I mean, there are so many people that would probably qualify for this, but from how long what's the turnaround? Like, how long does
Wait.
it take to get approval?
Yeah, so actually, once you receive a call, so if you do an online referral form, what will happen is you fill that out, you submit it, and within a day or two, one of our program service provider support team members will get back to the potential participant and get them through the qualifying stage. So they'll see right then and there if they qualify. Or if they call the number directly, they'll find out almost immediately if they qualify. Our program support team will ask them a few verifying questions, and to see if they qualify, right? So for example, if they're receiving an OESP benefit, we'll know that they'll qualify for comprehensive support, and then they'll be asked a few basic other questions. And maybe if they don't fall within that income threshold for comprehensive support, they may qualify instead for the energy saving kit. And if they do, then they'll ask a few more questions based on their household to see if they qualify, what can be comprised within this energy saving kit. So yeah, very, very smooth process to apply. And I do encourage anyone as well, if you're unsure if you qualify, or even if you just have questions, or if you just want more information about the program, really reach out to our program service provider team, again, at 1-855-591-0877, and see if you qualify, and see if maybe this DAP program can benefit you.
Michael, you've mentioned it a couple times, and I don't know if you can share. You mentioned income threshold.
Yes.
Do you have an idea of what that is for our viewers?
So I can give you a range. So for comprehensive of occupants within a household as well, that we take that into consideration. So, for example, just to give you, for one occupant, if they're making a gross income of about 36,578, I believe it was, or less, they can qualify for the program. And then I believe it's for two occupants, if they're making a combined total of around just over 51,000 or less, they can qualify. And it kind of increases as the occupancy within the household increases. And just to provide a little bit of insight to that, prior, when it was the home assistance program, these income thresholds were actually a little bit less. So now that they've increased this, again, a lot more Ontarians are going to be able to qualify and be eligible for this level of support. And the same goes for the energy saving kit. The income thresholds, I believe, for one occupant is around 46,000 or less, right? And these are more so for people who are still energy conscious, energy focused, and still want to reduce their energy consumption in their home, right? It's a good opportunity.
Yeah.
So it is an Ontario program?
Yes. So
yeah.
Yes.
And do you have, like, is there local advisors that would come and meet people, or are you bringing them from out of town, or have you already got a team here in Sudbury, for instance?
Yeah, so that's the great thing, is that we have energy experts all over Ontario, in different parts of Ontario, in different regions. So, when you are scheduled an assessment, you'll have the closest energy advisor that's close by to where you are, to come and do the assessment. So it definitely is a great opportunity there.
Great.
Perfect.
Being that we're in the north and we know geographically we're spread out, Manitoulin Island, Blind River, Elliott, is there an area that you are unable to support right now currently, or is it across the board until you're good to go?
Yeah, we're pretty well good to go. Not so much in the north. We're pretty good to go, actually. So again, and at the end of the day, I know that in the north, the regions are kind of spread out and stuff like that, but that shouldn't inhibit people from receiving the program, right? So we'll make sure that an energy expert, if you qualify, comes to the home and does the assessment and allows you to get these upgrades that can help you.
Thanks.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Well, Michael, I'm keeping an eye on the time a little bit here to make sure we don't go over. And I have one quick question that I want to ask.
Absolutely.
I know you shared some really great flyers with us, and I know we will have some viewers watching that are going to say, hey, we need to get this program out in the community. what is the best way as a community to share this program? Is it a website? Is
Yeah.
it the flyer? What is your guys' preferred method to share?
Yeah, so I mean, you can definitely share the website. You can share our links to the energy affordability program on the ISO website. Again, if you visit saveonenergy.ca/EAP, you can share that link. We do have brochures, digital eligibility sheets, because nowadays, unfortunately, we can't meet face to face to hand people things, but we do have physical brochures as well. But I do encourage you to even share the number to our program service provider team, because I think that's going to be the most important for people who have questions and just want some answers as far as what more information about maybe their particular scenario or their household. So really, getting that number out. So again, it's 1-855-591-0877. And just really even word of mouth is huge, right? The problem and the challenge is there's so many programs out there that people have access to and that they can qualify for. But the problem is not too many people know about what they have access to. So this is a great outlet to really get this program out. And I really, really thank you guys and appreciate your time.
Yes, and that's exactly why we wanted you to come on here and be a guest, to reach out to our viewers, so they can educate their families, educate themselves, and we can help you guys educate this great program in the community. And as we're coming to wrapping up, please note we will share the phone number, the website, any links you shared with us to this video for our viewers to be able to access quick and easy.
Amazing.
Is there any final thoughts, any other pieces of information you want to share before we do close the episode?
One thing I do want to say is that I know how much, Ontario specifically is struggling through COVID. I know a lot of people are being affected. And I think this program is really going to help alleviate these burdens and these pressures. And we've seen some great results, even during this time. So we really want people who can benefit to take full advantage of it and call, ask your questions, because you may qualify and we don't want you to miss out.
Absolutely.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
Thank you
for coming on our show, sharing this great program, offering the support. We can see the passion behind what you're doing, which is fantastic to be able to see. Like I mentioned, share all of your links and information. Thank you so much for helping our community age in action.
Awesome. Thank you all.
Thank you.
Be safe.
Thanks.
Take care.
Take
You
care.
too.
Here, guys.